one's done. Let's talk about it.
This for the ones look up to me. I ain't running in these streets. I just been rapping on these beats. Put all your time in your dream. If you
Get off, we got my top 5 games of the week. I went 2-3 in those predictions. My only wins being Colorado and Minnesota. Florida, LSU, and South Carolina. Let's talk about it. Graham Mertz went 31 for 44 for 333 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. And they only put up a whopping 11 points on the day against Utah. Trevor Etienne cannot get the ball 7 times, and only 7 times, and ended up with 25 yards. That's not a sustainable offense for Florida at the moment, in my opinion. And Utah did look good too, even with Cam Rising being out. I'm not going to take away from Utah. That defense is legit, but Florida, I expected more from you. Next up, let's go to South Carolina. North Carolina versus South Carolina is kind of what I expected. I thought it was going to go the other way, though. 2 really good quarterbacks. Spencer Rattler had a good day throwing the ball, but he had a pretty rough game. I mean, getting sacked that many times in the game and pressure throughout the game like that, it's insane. I'm not really sure how they expect any quarterback to play behind that line. They got to get that together first and foremost before they have any shot competing in the SEC. Drake May threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. The second pick was kind of late, but you'll live with that as long as you get the win. But Spencer Rattler, his stat line read as 30 completions out of 39 attempts for a whopping 353 yards with no touchdowns or interceptions. Can't really ask for too much more out of Spencer Rattler if you watch what he was going through trying to throw the ball on those 39 dropbacks. I mean, I still like the kid to be a pretty good player this college football season. And my final loss out of my top 5 games of the weekend, LSU versus Florida State. LSU got destroyed in the second half. They looked like they was not supposed to be on the same field with Florida State. I mean, Jesus. They made LSU look like some little boys in the trenches. That's the last thing I expected in this game. But you got to give it to him. Jordan Travis looked really, really good. And let's not even talk about the receivers Florida State got. Those 2 twin towers on the outside are insane. The Michigan State transfer, Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson, they look like first-round NFL locks. Johnny Wilson has to catch the ball. He has way too many drops. That was bad. But they both looked amazing when the ball was actually caught in their hands. They looked like some really, really good playmakers for Florida State this year. On to the wins. I mean, did you see? Hold on. Did y'all see what Colorado did to TCU? Boy, I know it's not the same TCU team, but they was 20-point dogs and went into TCU's house and won that game. Travis Hunter played 110 snaps. Listen, if he can do it, let him do it. That's my philosophy on it. I don't want him to get burnt out though. But besides that, Shedeur Sanders looked really, really good. People are saying he came from an HBCU, from FCS. He looked like he belonged in a Power 5 school all along, which he kind of did. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. I don't know why people thought he was bad. But Edwards, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., and Xavier Weaver all went over 100 yards in that ball game. I mean, they looked really, really good on offense, defense, interior-wise. They gotta get that figured out because if I was TCU coach, we're running halfback dive until my running back legs fall off. Then the backup's coming in. I mean, the middle of the field was wide open for them the entire game to run the ball if they wanted to. But a win's a win. I'm never gonna complain about a win. So Minnesota got the win against Nebraska. Kind of what I expected, low scoring. Sean Tyler really didn't impress me as much as he didn't do as good as I thought he would do, but a win's a win. This catch is insane, but I'll take it. 2-3 to start off the season. We're gonna get over 500 this week. My top 5 games for this week's gonna come out later this week, but yeah. Now let's get to the news. Wyoming is able to win an overtime thriller against Texas Tech and LeMaine. I probably said that name wrong, but this throw right here under pressure and this run is crazy. DJ Ungulalele, oh my God, I butchered his name. DJU for Oregon State looks like the real deal. And what just happened to Clemson, they probably should have kept him. Clay Cudnick lost against Duke. How that happened, I have no idea. This man, Joe Milton, has an arm from the gods. Look at this throw. I know it was a drop. I don't care. That throw is insane. He barely flicked his wrist. Go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. He barely threw it. And Tennessee, they look like they're gonna put up some points this year. Oklahoma likes points. Dylan Gabriel looked really, really good. He's gonna have to stay on his A game because his backup came in and threw 11 for 11, 114 yards. And his name is Jackson Arnold, and he threw for a touchdown. And they won 73-0, so that kind of helps. Caleb Williams is being Caleb Williams. I mean, 597 yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 picks through the first 2 weeks. I know it's been against lesser competition, but those numbers are still insane no matter how you slice it. Ivido Shedeur did throw for 500 yards in one game, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah. All right, well, that does it for my talking points of the week. What did most surprise y'all this week in college football? If you've been watching this right here or wherever I put it at, it's just random highlights I've seen throughout the weekend on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, week 1 was really, really fun. Hopefully week 2 lives up to the billing. That Alabama-Texas game is going to be massive. And obviously that's going to be my number 1 on the list, but I got to find 4 more games that I'm really into. But yeah, let me know how y'all thought about this weekend. Let me know if y'all know anybody in the highlights over here. I'll try to pick. Peace.